Well, in the previous video, we talked about leadership with purpose. So I've titled this one Leadership with Purpose Part 2, because I said I'm going to share some things around building a business or a church, with a purpose. We can get buy-in from those that work with us or work for us. We can get great results and we can build successful relationships and a profitable business and a church that's impacting the community and beyond. So what are a few of the things to think about in this? Number one, you need to build successors. Despite what you think, you're never going to be around forever. And the opportunity will come for you to move up the chain or onto something greater, or your end of your life comes. Most of these kings did not build that. They were about protecting their own nest and their own kingdom. And even amongst their own sons and daughters, and certainly the sons were the next in line in this society. Man, did they bring along some terrible kids and who got into these roles, and the stories and what they got up to was terrible and actually drove the nation backwards almost overnight. It wasn't even over a period of time. So number one, build successes. Number two, make decisions and solve problems. If you're a leader in an organisation and you're making decisions and solving problems, that will get most people's attention and will get the support that go with you. They see as a can-do person. A third one is ask why I want to be a leader. Some people want to be a leader, because I mentioned in the previous video, because of money and title and status, but ask, do you really want it? Because there are a lot of issues can come with that. There are a lot of challenges that come with that, and some people are fantastic at it and others make terrible leaders. I have to admit that at times when I grew up in the advertising agency, got promoted up to department head and eventually managing director, I wasn't looking for those jobs. I didn't have a passion for that. I was happy with what I was doing and successful at that. But when I got promoted, I made the decision, well, I've now got this job, I've got to do something about it. Some people get the roles and all they do is milk the position for every bit of money they can get, or every bit of entertainment and sociability that goes around it. I was motivated by that. I saw I'm here to make this work and set about building a team that would help make that work. Do I want to lead? The next one is work on your priorities in your to-do list. We all got to-do lists. We've got things that need doing, even as a leader. But if you work out what the priorities are and tackle those first, most other things fall into place. One of the lessons I learned is to write down everything I had to do, because you get overwhelmed in your head thinking about it, and set priorities by deadline. And I started, and by accident found out when I did the first thing, about 10 other things fixed themselves. And I learnt then if you hit the right priorities, a whole lot of things start to fall into place. Then you multiply your church or your business by influencing and growing your leaders, because you get greater impact. On your own, you only can go to a certain level. You get other people and leaders under you that are trained and come up, they will help you grow. I learned in advertising, when I hired people better than me in roles of things I didn't know, actually pushed me up and actually pushed the agency up and gave them greater accountability, flexibility and recognition. In this case, in this particular story, Rehoboam, who was King Solomon's son, never connected with the people. He took over the role. He got advice from his younger friends who told him just to put more pressure on the people, where the older, wise, white-haired people, if you like, said, no, if you relieve less of the burden even that your father had on them, they will support you and honour you for the rest of your life. I would have thought that would have been a great commitment and promise to have from the people. But no, he put the burdens on them more, and they just rebelled. The whole nation rebelled against him. He had to run for his life, and eventually, he was killed. And he lost everything, almost overnight, or virtually overnight. The next one is, if you have indecision, it will divide people. Some people will be for you, some will be against you, and some will be actually working against you because they go off and make the decisions that need to be made. And lastly, if you want to run leadership with purpose, work on principles, not emotion. Our days, next day, we could be up, we could be down, we could be influenced by health, situation at home, a client wanting to review or leaving, some issue, someone yelled at you, it could be anything, and our emotions should not drive our decisions. We make bad decisions when we're not thinking clearly. And I've tried, I learned it hard way in the early days, but I tried that don't respond when I'm tired or I've just got back from a long trip and I've got jet lag or health, got a virus or something. Try not to make the decision on that basis, and I can think about it, but make the decision when you're clear of mind, or work towards getting clear in your mind to be able to make that decision. You will make better decisions, you'll respond better, and will not create another problem when you do that. So there's a whole lot of tips for you to have a leader, be a leader with purpose.